Right now on Apple Valley News Now in prime time.
A violent assault in Columbia Park leaves one man missing part of his ear, who police are looking for.
Then, still holding on to hope, why Hibachi Explosion's owner says her fight to reunite her family after being torn apart by an ICE deportation is not over.
Plus, new claims of wrongful termination in Sunnyside, the latest city official to be fired.
And let's go outside. A live picture from our Skycam network. This is overlooking downtown Yakima. Meteorologist Hayden Nix is in for Stacy Lee tonight. Will temperatures trend up this week? We'll tell you as the news starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now, Special Edition, on your side.
Good Monday evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight in Prime Time. I'm Wendy Redmond.
Hi, everybody. I'm Austin Reed. It is the middle of the month now. Well, first up, Kennewick police are searching for a suspect after a violent assault Monday afternoon. Officers responded just after the noon hour to North Edison Street and Paul Parrish Drive near the Columbia Park boat launch, where they found a man with serious injuries, including part of his ear being bitten off.
Police say the suspect ran from the scene. A police canine and a drone were used to help in the search.
KPD spoke with Apple Valley News Now and provided a slight description of who they are now looking for.
It's a heavier set male, wearing an orange shirt. That's the initial description that we got at the scene. The suspect bit the victim's ear, causing a significant injury, so much so that there's probable cause to arrest the suspect for assault in the second degree and continue with sentence. A canine track was done, but unfortunately the suspect was not located.
No weapons were used, and the case remains under active investigation. If you know anything, you are asked to call Kennewick Police. Tonight, we have late-breaking developments about another employee who has been terminated in the city of Sunnyside.
That's right, and you may remember just last week the city ended the contract of its previous city manager. Now, Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia brings us the very latest on how it seems the city is cleaning house.
Irving Brown Sr., the former human resource manager for the city of Sunnyside, says he had just started his work week when he was told he had been let go. Brown's attorney, Ben York, says Brown isn't the only one claiming wrongful termination in Sunnyside. He's also representing the city's former finance director, Kelly Koski.
She was improperly terminated, that much is clear. For supporting Mr. Brown, she submitted a declaration in support of Irving Brown's matter against Ms. Hancock for submitting a declaration in that matter.
York says the new finance director was the one who informed Brown Monday morning that he was terminated from his HR manager position. York says none of the recent firings are coincidental.
Clear retaliation for seeking protection from a certain city council member, Teresa Hancock, and her ongoing targeted harassment, unlawful conduct that has contributed to substantial physical and emotional distress for not just Mr. Brown, but also Ms. Koski and Mr. Gonzalez as well, who have also been improperly terminated by the city.
Back in June of this year, Brown sought out a protection order against Hancock after he says he was dealing with workplace harassment and racism, calling City Hall a hostile work environment. Hancock also says she considered a protection order, and rather than sit in council chambers during scheduled meetings, she would sit in a closed-off room off of the chambers and join virtually. Earlier this month, a Yakima judge denied Brown his protection order, and when Brown said he turned to his workplace to support him and protect him, York says the city turned against him.
So instead of investigating, appreciating, or providing any response or protection, the city initiated a sham investigation into Mr. Brown to be performed by the recently hired director of finance, who does not appear to have any investigative experience for the city. And the results of the sham investigation show how deeply flawed this investigation into Mr. Brown was. So the city's continued vilification of hardworking city employees who have been subjected to the harassment and toxic work environment under this current city council has to stop.
York calls Brown's firing a sad day for justice and equality, and says Brown is saddened to no longer serve the community he enjoyed. Reporting in Sunnyside, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
York says they are still evaluating all legal options and expect to file a comprehensive response against the city within the next week or two.
Turning now to First Alert weather, a gorgeous day to be outside.
It really was. Just lots of sunshine. Some folks, a little bit of haze, though. Yeah, that's still out there for some.
Well, meteorologist Hayden Nix filling in for Stacy tonight.
Yeah, he has a first look at your forecast and more on what direction temperatures will trend.
Well, we started off quite beautiful for the beginning of this work week with improved sky conditions out there, not seeing near the amount of haziness that we have been seeing over the last couple of weeks with the local wildfires in the area. So that's good news to see, as we've got a live look there from Yakima earlier this afternoon. Now, temperature-wise, we've been holding pretty steady with readings near or just below normal for this time of the year, but hopefully we'll see some improvements continue on this evening with those temperatures dropping down into the upper 60s and lower 70s by 8 o'clock. Low 60s by 10 p.m. And then we'll continue to cruise down into our normal range with readings down in the upper 40s to maybe even some low 50s, not getting quite as cool if the wind stays stirred up just a little bit more. And of course, higher elevations, mid to lower 40s expected. For your Tuesday, heading into the lower 80s, right where we should be for this time of the year. But I will say we're expecting a slight uptick in temperatures going throughout this week. We'll talk about how hot coming up.
Thank you, Hayden. If you have ever had to call 911, you know how long those minutes can feel while you're waiting for help to arrive. In West Richland, those waits just got a lot shorter. 2 months ago, after Benton County Fire District 4 reopened Station 410 on North Harrington Road, new data shows response times are dropping dramatically. Before staffing resumed in June, it took crews an average of more than 7 minutes to respond to medical calls in that area. Now, with Station 410 back in service, that number is down to about 5 minutes.
In a real-life emergency, seconds count. So if we are able to save over a minute, that's a big improvement in the quality of care and the outcomes that we're going to see in those true emergencies of a cardiac arrest or a fire.
Absolutely. The station had been closed since 2020, but reopened this summer after renovations and new hiring. Fire officials say the move not only gets help to residents faster, it also eases pressure on other stations across the district. Fire district leaders say this is exactly the kind of impact they promised when voters supported investments in emergency services.
Well, at tonight's Pasco regular city council meeting, one city council member telling Apple Valley News Now that the council will announce who will fill in the vacant District 4 the open council seat has. This comes with the departure of former Mayor Pete Serrano, set to serve as interim U.S. District Attorney for Eastern Washington. We will have more information on who was named coming up tomorrow on Apple Valley News Now's Good Morning Northwest. That's from 5 until 7 a.m.
The heart of Kennewick will soon be filled with color, music, and creativity. The SoCo Art Festival returns this weekend.
Yeah, it is bringing together artists, musicians, and families for a full day of fun, plus a well-known poet.
So we have all kinds of things for families.
On Saturday, September 20th, the historic downtown Kennewick transforms into an outdoor celebration of art and culture.
It really allows people to find a place in the arts that they can express themselves in one way or the other.
You get that funny feeling way down low.
The SoCo Art Festival runs from 10 to 4 with food vendors, live music, and hands-on activities for all ages.
This kind of event does so much for historic downtown Kennewick, not only to get us a little bit more visibility in the Tri-Cities, but it really lets people know that we care deeply about the arts, we care about our children, we care about our future generations.
So many wonderful things for families and kids to do, not just the literary block.
Festival goers can check out the woodworking block, the colorful outdoor quilt show, and a tiny art festival showcasing local talent.
If anyone is looking for something to do before the Ironman race, Saturday is a great day to come experience a whole festival.
Hey, my name is Derek Sheffield.
And this year, organizers are spotlighting literacy. Washington State Poet Laureate Derek Sheffield will host special events.
And you who have seen this many times, this time.
Including a reception on Friday night at Storytime Bookshop and a poetry workshop with open mic on Saturday afternoon.
And we are going to host that event in our new space at 107 West Kennewick Avenue, just 2 blocks east of where we are now. It's going to be an intimate gathering. And
the exposure, we hope that he's able to inspire future poets and authors and writers. Like, what a great thing.
And another thing I learned today is that you are going to be out there as well.
I will be. I'm really excited. This is my first time, so if you're heading on out there and you see me, come say hi. I'd love to see you. I won't be out there all day, but I'll be out there for a little bit. I'll be doing some book readings for children and stuff, so I think it'll be a fun time.
Yeah, it looks like a blast.
I'm glad you got to cover that today.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, the news in prime time is just getting started.
Still ahead, we'll tell you all about a decision in Benton County that officials are saying is saving time and lives.
And let's go outside. Here's a live picture from the Richland area overlooking downtown. Meteorologist Hayden Nix back with a look at your full First Alert forecast as we start a brand new week together.
At Tri-Cities and Walla Walla Floor and Home, our team has been in the Southeast Washington flooring business for 40+ years. You'll find more choices, lower prices, and hometown service.
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Legacy lives in the people who've made this place home. For decades, Hapo and Community First Bank have been part of that legacy. Different names, same mission, invested in every relationship. We're coming together to keep building what matters. Because legacy doesn't end. It lives on in every loan, every dream, every member helped.
Hi, welcome to Hapo.
The future of healthcare is here at Prosser Memorial Health, home to Mako Smart Robotics for precise joint replacement. Prosser Memorial Health has added aquablation therapy for advanced prostate care. And now we're proud to be the first in Eastern Washington with the Da Vinci 5 surgical system, bringing world-class robotic surgery close to home, all inside our brand new state-of-the-art hospital built with you in mind. Prosser Memorial Health, the future of care, right here, right now. Learn more at prosserhealth.org.
Did you know Fred's Appliance has been family-owned locally since 1962? Come check out what's in stock and on sale across all Samsung appliances at Fred's Appliance. Shop exclusive deals on Samsung dishwashers, washers and dryers, refrigerators, and so much more. Like this Samsung washer and dryer set. Save $600 today. At Fred's, our get-it-today inventory and lowest price guarantee makes us the most convenient choice. We sell appliances. Only appliances.
Save $2,000 on Freedom to enjoy life without readers, glasses, or cataracts. Schedule your free consultation this month with K2 Vision RLE, America's most experienced in advanced lens procedures. Save $2,000 on K2 Vision RLE.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. To nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties, click on Volunteers Count under the Contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com.
At Tri-Cities and Walla Walla Floor and Home, our team has been in the Southeast Washington flooring business for 40+ years. You'll find more choices, lower prices, and hometown service.
An awesome flight over an awesome river. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching this special primetime edition of Apple Valley News Now. You know, the city of Umatilla in Northern Oregon is taking a big step toward improving public safety. Voters will decide this November on a bond measure that could build a brand new police station.
Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen says this is mostly funded by a unique partnership with data centers.
For decades, Umatilla police have operated out of a facility city leaders say no longer meets the needs of modern law enforcement. Now, a new police station proposal is headed to the ballot in November.
Times are tough. Mortgage rates are up. Economy's getting a little more tighter, and so it felt like at a time where people are working really tough with their personal bank accounts, it seemed perhaps maybe not just a good time.
The measure in the special election didn't pass, leaving leaders scratching their heads on how they can make this happen.
In Oregon, we have a kind of unique economic development program called Enterprise Zones. And the very short version of what that means is that a local municipality can negotiate with a commercial or industrial firm.
That funding source comes from corporate data centers operating in Umatilla's Enterprise Zone, covering more than 93% of the project's $19.8 million price tag. Residents would see an estimated tax rate of 27 cents per $1,000 of assessed property value, but they'd also receive a public safety center credit to offset those costs.
Each of our contracts moving forward, this is something that we're looking to continue to have in our contracts to make sure that they truly are community partners with us.
The new station would be built near the current site and include secure interview rooms, expanded evidence storage, wellness spaces for officers, and even a community room open to the public. Some are not on board with this plan because voters already said no.
I support building a police building using city funds.
Okay. Well, so you don't support net zero?
I don't support
to our citizens?
I don't support net zero because I don't think it should have. We already said no once.
If voters reject this measure, the city says it will lose the data center funding and have to look at other options to pay for a new facility.
Well, if a bond passed, perhaps we could give a credit to the residential taxpayers so that they have essentially no net impact cost. That would cost the city about $115,000 a year from the general fund instead of $1.6 million a year from the general fund.
The election is November 4th, when voters will decide whether or not to move the project forward. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Alrighty, Dan, the city of Umatilla will be holding an open house on October the 8th to talk about the new station beginning at 6:30 p.m. on 306th Street in Umatilla.
The city of Walla Walla says they've reached an agreement regarding the labor dispute halting the Myra Road South Extension and Howard Street IRRP projects. The pause happened on August 12th, but work will now resume starting tomorrow. The city says Talmarston Road and Highland Road will be closed starting Wednesday. The city anticipates substantial completion of Howard Street by mid-October. Remaining work includes sign installation, asphalt paving, and landscape restoration.
Well, the Salvation Army is working to expand its services in the Tri-Cities, and leaders say they need the community's help to finish the job. Earlier this summer, the Salvation Army launched the Capital Campaign to raise $2.1 million for its new community center in Pasco. The Salvation Army purchased the former Hungry Gen church building on West Sylvester Street in Pasco back in May after seeing an 86% increase in food pantry clients. Renovations are planned for ADA accessibility, a kitchen window to serve meals, and new flooring in the gym. The larger facility will also host after-school programs, arts, sports, and services for seniors.
Have our remaining goal of $300,000 left, so we're asking for the community for support, nonprofit organizations, businesses, business owners, and most importantly, the community members here in the Tri-Cities.
So far, the campaign has raised $1.8 million, and leaders hope to finish fundraising soon so the new center can open by February.
While school is well underway, transportation, as you know, plays a valuable role in any district.
Yeah, Apple Valley News Now's William Albert is in Yakima County and shows us how one district is ahead of the game when it comes to transportation.
The Toppenish School District is one of just a small number of districts in Washington state taking part in the EPA's Clean School Bus program. The $5 billion federal program runs through 2026 and helps schools across the country replace diesel buses with zero-emission and clean energy buses. Toppenish got involved after transportation leaders met with the general manager of RWC at a conference in Reno. And a few months later, the district applied for the grant and was one of only 3 in Washington state to receive it. And since 2023, Toppenish has added 6 electric buses to its fleet, which Transportation Director Ruben Juarez says has already made a noticeable difference for drivers.
I actually enjoyed driving their buses. The buses are a lot quieter. They're telling me, hey, we can hear a lot more. Students are a lot quieter, and they're adjusting to the electric buses. And so I think it tends to set some type of calm inside the bus being quieter.
Juarez says the switch to electric has also been cost-effective, cutting down on diesel use.
Just a little over half the cost of what we would use for diesel. So there's money savings there as far as fossil fuels. The drivers don't have to spend extra time going to the fuel station to fuel these up, so that's another benefit. And the fact that, again, they're just clean.
Maintenance has also been easier, saving both time and money.
A lot less maintenance, no transmission. You've got an electric motor that doesn't take oil, so there's time saving as far as when it comes to maintenance.
Recently, the district was recognized by the EPA for keeping strong record and consistently using the new clean buses.
And so there are a list of criteria that we have to meet. And so Mr. Juarez and his team, actually, there are audits that they have to participate in. And those audits, they show up and they audit. And so there's a running list of items that they have to make sure are completed to make sure that they're in good standing. And so I'm just happy that we're being recognized for us being in good standing.
Transportation at any school district can often get overlooked, but Toppenish School District officials tell me that improving transportation means improving the lives of students.
So we want to make sure that we are enhancing the full experience of our students, and so that starts at the beginning of the day when they're picked up and just throughout the day. And so we want to make sure that there is a phenomenal experience with our students, and being in the customer service industry, that's what we're here for.
The Toppenish School District says it's committed to making transportation the best it can be for all students. In Toppenish, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
District officials say there's a potential for more electric buses in the future, but for now the focus is on making sure their current fleet continues to meet demand.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Hayden Nix.
Well, it definitely looks a little bit different out there compared to last week as we check out what's happening over in Yakima. Much more improved sky condition with a little more blue out there than all the gray and the haziness. But I will say that may be just a little bit of a ruse. We're still dealing with the wildfires just to the northwest of there with an 8% containment, the Wildcat Fire, and very little to no containment, and the Labor Mountain Fire and the Lower Sugarloaf Mountain Fire, the closest big ones that we have to our area. But because of the way our winds have currently been positioned, we do have very much improved air quality, so no air quality alerts in effect at this time, unlike last week where we had it for almost 2 weeks in effect. Futurecast low-level smoke, I just wanted to bring this up and show you that there will be some haziness that attempts to return over the next 24 to 48 hours, but we are going to keep it on the very low side of the scale. At minimum, we could see just a little bit lower visibility from 10 miles to less than that, but we're still going to see improved conditions compared to how we have been. Now, overall, we do have a setup here that is going to allow for this to remain conducive to our forecast for the next several days, with the weather pattern dictating a small bump, ridge of high pressure settling in over the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to carry on just for a little while. We do have a cold front that's expected to move in by Wednesday. This is just going to clip us, instead lifting off towards the northeast there, and that's going to position us with just kind of a remnant upper level low that just hangs out over us. That may play a role going into this weekend in allowing for maybe just enough moisture to eke out a few drops from the clouds and a few select locations. Of course, you know where I'm talking about, the higher elevations of the Cascades and the Blues. So we'll see how that plays out. Until then, no rain chances in sight for this week. Tuesday through Friday, 0%. Saturday, 0% for the Tri-Cities area, but we could see a 20% chance in there for your Sunday. Back to the top of the forecast for tonight, those temperatures On the crisp side, we talked about that earlier this morning. 50 in Yakima. We'll continue on with readings down in the upper 40s to lower 50s elsewhere in the area. And then even moving farther south into northern Oregon, we're going to have temperatures around 47 in Pendleton, 49 in Walla Walla, and back off towards Dayton, 48 degrees. Your high temperatures for tomorrow, right where they should be for this time of the year, maybe a touch or two above normal by a degree or two there. But we will see that trend continue on, though, as we go throughout the week. Because of the positioning of that cold front coming in, we are going to see kind of a tighter pressure gradient, so those winds will remain on the breezy side with peak wind gust anywhere from 20 to 25 in the passes in the valley and 15 to 20 in the Bluefoot Hills, less than 15 elsewhere. For the Tri-Cities, mid-80s to upper 80s Wednesday through Saturday, then back to the upper 70s by Sunday and Monday. Yakima, the same story there, low 80s tomorrow, upper 80s through the beginning of the weekend, then back into the 70s by Sunday and Monday. There's that small rain chance there for you on Sunday. We've got 85 for Ellensburg Wednesday, 87 Friday, back to 74 by Sunday. Hermiston, upper 70s, return by Sunday for you, but we could have upper 80s between then, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And Walla Walla, lastly, upper 80s Friday, back to the 70s by Sunday.
Not a bad looking forecast.
I like it.
I know.
Yep.
Wow. All right, still ahead on Apple Valley News Now in prime time, we will tell you about the display of grief for a resident orca and why researchers say they're under pressure.
At Good Shepherd, we're your primary care providers from the time your baby is born to caring for loved ones in older age. We're with your family every step of the way. With specialty services like kidney and heart care, urology, orthopedics, and cancer treatment, we provide the care you deserve close to home. And when life takes an unexpected turn, our urgent care team is here for you 7 days a week because your health can't wait. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Locally owned and operated, Fable has quickly become one of the Tri-Cities' favorite dining destinations for lunch, brunch, and dinner. Now offering breakfast 7 days a week starting at 7 a.m. Farm to table, savory to sweet, and everything in between. Fable Craft Bar, your all-day dining destination starting with breakfast at 7 a.m. 7 days a week. On the river, north end of Columbia Center Boulevard.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Prosser Memorial Health has received a 5-star rating from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Prosser Memorial Health is one of just 290 hospitals nationwide to receive their highest rating, and one of only 2 critical access hospitals in the state of Washington. For over 78 years, Prosser Memorial Health has provided high-quality and compassionate care to our communities served. It's our privilege. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough.
Attention former Hanford workers and contractors. You deserve the benefits and care you've earned. You may qualify for benefits including life-changing in-home health care. Join United Energy Workers Healthcare for a free benefits fair and lunch at the Three Rivers Convention Center in Kennewick on Friday, September 19th. Reconnect, enjoy great food, and learn about exclusive benefits to help you live longer, better, and independently at home. RSVP by calling 509-286-2661 or visit uewhealth.com.
All right, welcome back. You know, orcas are usually a symbol of joy and awe for us here in the Pacific Northwest. But on Friday, researchers documented a heartbreaking moment in Rosario Strait, a mother whale pushing her deceased newborn calf. The southern resident killer whale was identified as J-36, so J36. The Center for Whale Researchers believes the calf was either stillborn or died within days of birth. Researchers say these moments are powerful signs of grief and a reminder that these whales are under pressure as Chinook salmon, their critical prey, continue a long-term decline.
Wow. Well, also in the Pacific Ocean, if you're planning to visit Southern California this month, you could see this unique, colorful view at the beach. Check it out. Researchers from UCLA's School of Engineering are doing experiments that turn the water around the Santa Monica Pier pink. They are using pink dye to study and better understand water movement and how it affects water quality in the area. The observational experiment poses no risk to people, vegetation, or wildlife. Still ahead, we'll tell you all about an adoption event that helped find homes for 24 pets in Walla Walla. That's when we come back.
Jay Delia, Jessica Jalal, and Josh Colbreth. Good morning, Northwest from Apple Valley News Now.
The accident happened so quickly.
I had no idea what to do next.
Instead of going through it alone, I found hope.
With Abeda Nelson.
For over 40 years, we've helped families navigate the complicated legal process.
Getting the care and settlement you deserve.
Abeda Nelson took care of everything.
So I could focus on healing and getting back to my life.
Abeda Nelson took my injury personally.
Accidents happen.
Compensation should too.
Abeda Nelson, we take your injury personally.
My husband and I had planned our dream home, and it was years in the making. I didn't want to just show up at any big box store. We wanted to sit down, and I want you to spend time with us. Like, this is a big investment. Our family spends so much time in our kitchen, and now that we're moved in, we are so pleased with our experience with Fred's, with the product line, and how it really aesthetically added value to our kitchen. Fred's Appliance over-delivered.
Prosser Memorial Health board-certified general surgeon Dr. Ashley McManus is now caring for patients at Prosser General Surgery Center. Dr. McManus brings extensive experience in general, breast, colorectal, endocrine, and soft tissue surgery, along with advanced training in robotic and minimally invasive procedures. To schedule an appointment, call the Prosser General Surgery Center at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
My name is Jaime Torres. I am a human rights activist, differently abled artist, disability rights advocate. I use the Ben Franklin Transit paratransit service, which here is called Dollaride. I'm learning how to live life again. I'm learning how to do things again. So being able to get out and have reliable transportation, it plays an integral part in mental health and the practice of being social again.
Save $2,000 on Freedom to enjoy life without readers' glasses or cataracts. Schedule your free consultation this month with K2 Vision RLE, America's most experienced in advanced lens procedures. Save $2,000 on K2 Vision RLE.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Don't leave it to chance. Trust Vance for your heating system check. Call before October 10th to schedule your appointment, and you'll pay only $64. We'll evaluate your equipment and explain issues that could affect your comfort. A Vance heating system check this fall can ensure your home stays warm and cozy all winter. Don't wait. Call today or book online.
It's early fall on the St. Joe River in northern Idaho.
There's great hiking spots. This is a high-class fly fishing river.
An amazing Fly the Northwest.
Couldn't get anywhere more beautiful.
Apple Valley News Now, Tuesday at 6.
I'm Morgan. I have 3 kids, and I work with the LAPD. I have an IQ of 160. This is where he attacked her.
She was abducted.
You knew that already, didn't you?
Yeah, but I thought it'd be nice to let you have this one.
And welcome back. You're watching Apple Valley News Now in prime time after the NFL action. It is Monday, and look at that beautiful shot from
Gorgeous.
Toppenish. Oh my gosh.
I love when we can hit those sunsets this time of year. Just beautiful.
Exactly. So, hey, let's stay on the weather talk because, temperatures were really in the 70s today for much of our region, but it seems we shouldn't get used to it.
Too late. I'm already used to it. I'm loving it. But okay, if there are changes ahead, let's check in with meteorologist Hayden Nix to find out more.
Well, we started off quite beautiful for the beginning of this work week with improved sky conditions out there, not seeing near the amount of haziness that we have been seeing over the last couple of weeks with the local wildfires in the area. So that's good news to see as we've got a live look there from Yakima earlier this afternoon. Now, temperature-wise, we've been holding pretty steady with readings near or just below normal for this time of the year, but hopefully we'll see some improvements continue on this evening with those temperatures dropping down into the upper 60s and lower 70s by 8 o'clock. Low 60s by 10 p.m. And then we'll continue to cruise down into our normal range with readings down in the upper 40s to maybe even some low 50s, not getting quite as cool if the wind stays stirred up just a little bit more. And of course, higher elevations, mid to lower 40s expected. For your Tuesday, heading into the lower 80s, right where we should be for this time of the year. But I will say we're expecting a slight uptick in temperatures going throughout this week. We'll talk about how hot coming up.
All right, Hayden, thank you. Now to continuing coverage, we have an update on a Tri-Cities food truck owner and his road back home.
You may remember ICE detained Sergio during one of his regular citizenship appointments. He then self-deported back to Mexico.
And new in prime time, Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia spoke with his wife as to where she's at in the process of reuniting their family.
We're still holding on to hope. Cannot give up.
Gabrielle Sergio, Sergio's wife, with whom she owns a food truck with and has a family with, says the fight to bring her husband back home isn't over quite yet.
Right now, we're waiting for a visa interview date. Once that is scheduled, then we'll attend that. The location is in Mexico.
If that doesn't go as planned, she says there's still another option.
It's kind of either approved or denied. If it's denied, then there'll be waivers we can submit to waive, appeal the denial.
She says this hasn't been an easy process, but having her family complete one day keeps her going.
Overwhelming, tiring. But again, I can't give up hope because we built this business together. We started it together. Our kids need a home, and we bought our first home last year together. And so we just have to keep going. Everything is together, him and I.
She adds if everything goes as planned, she hopes to have Sergio back home within a year. Reporting in Kennewick, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Monique, for anyone looking to support the family, Gabrielle says you can support their local business, Hibachi Explosion on Clearwater in Kennewick, or you can donate to their GoFundMe.
Well, here's a positive story for you. 24 pets found a new home at an adoption event hosted by the Blue Mountain Animal Shelter and Walla Walla Toyota. 12 dogs and 12 cats were adopted at no charge. That cleared the usually busy shelter almost entirely out of cats. This was Blue Mountain's second year partnering with Toyota for an adoption event, which helps the shelter make room for more animals in need.
Another one is creating room. So we are almost continually at capacity, and when we're at capacity, we're unable to accept new animals. So if there's an animal out there in need, a community member in need that needs our help, we unfortunately have to say no.
Blue Mountain hosts several adoption events around Walla Walla every year.
Still ahead on Apple Valley News Now in prime time, we're going to bring you the latest in the ongoing investigation of the Charlie Kirk shooting as new details have emerged about potential evidence.
And Hayden is coming back with your full First Alert weather forecast as we leave you with this live look from Yakima.
No matter what your age, it's time to get ready to go back to school. Also, time to get ready for fall and winter sports. Be careful and drive safely.
Call Allen Brecky Law Offices at 735-0546.
Board-certified gastroenterologist Dr. Amber Sharon is now seeing patients at Prosser Digestive Health Center. Dr. Sharon provides upper endoscopy, colonoscopy, and specializes in women's digestive health. Get expert, compassionate care close to home. Call Prosser Digestive Health Center at 509-786-5599 to schedule, or learn more at prosserhealth.org. Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Locally owned and operated, Fable has quickly become one of the Tri-Cities' favorite dining destinations for lunch, brunch, and dinner. Now offering breakfast 7 days a week starting at 7 a.m. Farm to table, savory to sweet, and everything in between. Fable Craft Bar, your all-day dining destination, starting with breakfast at 7 a.m. 7 days a week. On the river, north end of Columbia Center Boulevard.
And Consumer Reports.
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
Now through September 30th, get up to a $7,500 federal tax credit on a Ford Mustang Mach-E or F-150 Lightning. They're perfect for visiting friends across town or road trips across the country. And with the Ford Power Promise, get a complimentary home charger and standard installation. Save big on these all-electric vehicles that are smooth, fast, and fun. Hurry, the $7,500 federal tax credit on Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning ends September 30th. Only at your local Ford dealer.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
No matter what your age, it's time to get ready to go back to school. Also, time to get ready for fall and winter sports. Be careful and drive safely.
Call Allen Brecky Law Offices at 735-0546.
Welcome back, everybody. New information tonight from investigators about how the suspect in the shooting death of Charlie Kirk was taken into custody.
Charges are expected to be filed against Tyler Robinson by tomorrow. ABC's Jacqueline Lee reports from Utah Valley University.
I'm at Utah Valley University. There was a gunshot.
Newly released 911 calls from the moments after political activist Charlie Kirk was shot on Utah Valley University's campus during an event last week. Those calls highlighting the chaos as the crowd sprinted to escape.
Where's the speaker? I don't know. It was in the middle. There's people around him. He's a speaker. He's a debater, famous debater, political debater.
Police naming 22-year-old Tyler Robinson as their suspect. Law enforcement sources telling ABC News investigators have gathered evidence Robinson was tracking Kirk's events and public appearances through information posted on the internet. Sources also say there's evidence Robinson gained familiarity with the campus in the days before the attack. FBI Director Kash Patel saying today on Fox News that investigators found Robinson's DNA on 2 pieces of evidence: a screwdriver on the roof where they believe the shot was fired from, as well as a towel wrapped around the rifle investigators say they found in the woods. Patel also saying they discovered a destroyed note from the suspect written prior to the shooting.
I'm going to summarize, basically saying the suspect wrote a note saying, I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it.
ABC News learning new details surrounding Robinson's surrender. A spokesperson for the Washington County Sheriff's Office saying just before 10 Thursday night, Robinson, his father, and a close family friend who previously worked in law enforcement drove together to the sheriff's office. Robinson was held at the office until he was turned over to the FBI and other law enforcement. Robinson is held at the Utah County Jail on suspicion of aggravated murder, obstruction of justice, and felony use of a firearm. Charging documents against Robinson are expected to be filed by tomorrow.
I know the charges that the state is most likely going to raise, aggravated murder, but I suspect that the federal government is also racing to press charges as well, and there you have to find more of a federal nexus.
That was ABC's Jacqueline Lee reporting. During the weekend, Utah's governor said Robinson has not been cooperating with investigators, but family and friends are.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Hayden Nix.
Well, it definitely looks a little bit different out there compared to last week as we check out what's happening over in Yakima. Much more improved sky condition with a little more blue out there than all the gray and the haziness. But I will say that may be just a little bit of a ruse. We're still dealing with the wildfires just to the northwest of there with an 8% containment, the Wildcat Fire, and very little to no containment, and the Labor Mountain Fire and the Lower Sugarloaf Mountain Fire, the closest big ones that we have to our area. But because of the way our winds have currently been positioned, we do have very much improved air quality, so no air quality alerts in effect at this time, unlike last week where we had it for almost 2 weeks in effect. Futurecast low-level smoke, I just wanted to bring this up and show you that there will be some haziness that attempts to return over the next 24 to 48 hours, but we are going to keep it on the very low side of the scale. At minimum, we could see just a little bit lower visibility from 10 miles to less than that, but we're still going to see improved conditions compared to how we have been. Now, overall, we do have a setup here that is going to allow for this to remain conducive to our forecast for the next several days, with the weather pattern dictating a small bump, ridge of high pressure settling in over the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to carry on just for a little while. We do have a cold front that's expected to move in by Wednesday. This is just going to clip us, instead lifting off towards the northeast there, and that's going to position us with just kind of a remnant upper level low that just hangs out over us. That may play a role going into this weekend in allowing for maybe just enough moisture to eke out a few drops from the clouds and a few select locations. Of course, you know where I'm talking about, the higher elevations of the Cascades and the Blues. So we'll see how that plays out. Until then, no rain chances in sight for this week. Tuesday through Friday, 0%. Saturday, 0% for the Tri-Cities area, but we could see a 20% chance in there for your Sunday. Back to the top of the forecast for tonight, those temperatures on the crisp side. We talked about that earlier this morning. 50 in Yakima. We'll continue on with readings down in the upper 40s to lower 50s elsewhere in the area, and then even moving farther south into northern Oregon, we're going to have temperatures around 47 in Pendleton, 49 in Walla Walla, and back off towards Dayton, 48 degrees. Your high temperatures for tomorrow, right where they should be for this time of the year, maybe a touch or two above normal by a degree or two there, but we will see that trend continue on though as we go throughout the week. Because of the positioning of that cold front coming in, we are going to see kind of a tighter pressure gradient, so those winds will remain on the breezy side with peak wind gust anywhere from 20 to 25 in the passes in the valley and 15 to 20 in the Bluefoot Hills, less than 15 elsewhere. For the Tri-Cities, mid 80s to upper 80s Wednesday through Saturday, then back to the upper 70s by Sunday and Monday. Yakima, the same story there, low 80s tomorrow, upper 80s through the beginning of the weekend, then back into the 70s by Sunday and Monday. There's that small rain chance there for you on Sunday. We've got 85 for Ellensburg Wednesday, 87 Friday, back to 74 by Sunday. Hermiston, upper 70s, return by Sunday for you, but we could have upper 80s between then, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And Walla Walla, lastly, upper 80s Friday, back to the 70s by Sunday.
Hayden, thank you very much. We have a consumer headline for you. You know, text messages are the #1 method of contact for all fraud reports. That's according to the Federal Trade Commission.
That does not sound that surprising to me at all. And our phones just seem to be going off more these days with different types of scams, too.
Michael Yoshida reports.
In the first half of 2025, the Federal Trade Commission's data shows more than 235,000 text message scams were reported in the U.S., resulting in $342 million in losses.
It's not hard to look down at your phone when you get a ding of a text message, and scammers bet on that.
Among the many types of these scams, fake job or employment texts.
It might sound really interesting, a great opportunity. They will say things like they're a recruiter from a well-known company.
In Q1 of this year, the FTC says there were about 29,000 reports of job or employment text scams, and it's on the rise. And with an economy where more people may be looking for a side hustle to earn extra cash or even a new job, it can be tempting to reply.
But there's always going to be this ask that you reply with personal information or financial information to pay you. What the scammer really wants is to steal your money or your identity. So just make sure you're not clicking those links and not responding to those text messages.
Other things to remember if you get a suspicious text. Take a pause. You may want to rush to respond so you don't miss the opportunity, but relax. Is it too good to be true? Maybe even show it to a friend and get their opinion. Research the number, have others reported it. Also, see if the company exists and is actually hiring. And if you decide it's a scam, report it. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida.
Along with clicking the reports as a scam option on your phone, you can also report them to the FTC.
Time for a little what's trending. It is official. The world's tallest sunflower is blooming in Indiana. It's a tribute to Ukraine, where the grower immigrated from back in 1991.
When Fort Wayne resident Alex Babak began gardening, he didn't think much of it. 7 years ago, he grew his first sunflower, the national flower of Ukraine.
He beat the U.S. record with a 25-foot sunflower, and that was in 2022, and then beat that record the following year by a foot. That's when the idea of gunning for the world record of 30 feet, set by a German gardener back in 2014, started to become real.
Now, the official measurement came out at, get this, 35 feet.
Oh my gosh.
9 inches.
You have to be up on a ladder there to measure that. That's crazy.
Right?
Meanwhile, I can't keep weeds alive at my house, basically. I just kill all plants.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
I have two that are
so
fighting for their lives right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty sad. I don't think they're going to make it. I've tried.
Today is the day when Americans can double up on one of their favorite foods. That's because it is National Double, not single, double cheeseburger day.
Okay, well, the hamburger first appeared in the 19th or early 20th century. There's dispute over exactly where that happened. But regardless of that, there's no doubt the burger has become a culinary icon in the U.S.
Over the years, burgers have gotten bigger with essential added-on ingredients like cheese and condiments.
What do you put on your burger?
It depends on how I feel. It totally depends
Habaneros?
on the mood. No habaneros. No.
No, done with that.
Yeah, I'm done with that. Yeah.
After this weekend.
After this weekend, the Pasco Fiery Foods
yeah.
Fest. Yeah. By the way, I got 4th place out of 10.
Almost got a cape, he says.
Our Jessica Jalal,
yeah,
she got 10 out of 10.
Good. Good for her. Yeah. I mean, I would have tapped out before that. I would have been 11 out of 10.
Into it,
yeah, I wouldn't have even. Well, I wasn't there.
You weren't there, no.
So that's technically it. All right, well, it might feel a little early to be thinking about Christmas, but maybe it's not. That's because kids can now start sending letters to Santa.
Under Operation Santa, the Postal Service links letter writers with generous people and groups who help grant their holiday wishes. Some important tips: the envelope needs to include the writer's full name and return address and Santa's address. All right, that is what's trending. It is time now for Reason to Smile.
Look at this gorgeous shot here from Boardman. Larry, thank you so much for sending this to us. If you would like to send us a weather shot, we'd love to see it. Just scan that QR code at the top of your screen there. And as always, we want to say a big thank you to Lifetime Dental Care for sponsoring this segment.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for joining us for Apple Valley News Now in prime time. Primetime programming from ABC is coming up next, and then we'll be back at 11, hoping your news is good news.
Have a good night, everyone.